Hello, boys and girls. Welcome to my YouTube channel once again. I want to thank those that subscribed, shared, and liked my video. I thank you so much. I am grateful. I am still I Will Excel, the mathematics teacher. In our last video, we talked about the concept of fraction. We had an in-depth knowledge of fraction. There, we took the knowledge of what is fraction and what fraction is not. At the end of the lesson, we arrived at the introduction of a topic we are going to go into it today because we got the course of studying types of fraction. So today in our lesson, we are going to look into the topic types of fraction. This fraction, we have got the concept has different types. You know, in a normal teaching in your classrooms, they might begin to say proper fraction, improper fraction, and mixed fraction, and stuff. But for the knowledge of taking you around the world of mathematics, I would like you to know all the types of fraction in case you see it or you hear your teacher say it, you will know what the teacher is talking about. Okay, we are going to start with proper fraction. What is proper fraction? Proper fraction is a type of fraction that the numerator is smaller than the denominator. Proper fractions are less than whole. Okay, and I repeat the definition for more clarification. Proper fraction is a fraction that the numerator is smaller than the denominator. They are always less than a whole. And the example can be seen like 2/3. Another one like 9/10. Example. They are proper. 3 can carry 2, 10 can carry 9. They are very proper. Proper fraction. Okay. The next one is improper fractions. Improper fractions. Improper fractions are those fractions the numerator is bigger than the denominator. I say it again. Improper fractions are those fractions that the numerator is bigger than the denominator. Example like no, this is not 6/4. It can be 6/2 because if it becomes 6/2, it will turn to whole number. 6/4 is an improper fraction. Another one can be something like 9/7. The numerator is always bigger than the denominator. And it is more than a whole. It is more than a whole, unlike proper fraction. Proper fraction is less than a whole, and improper fraction is more than a whole. Okay. Mixed fraction. Mixed fractions are those fractions that mix with proper fraction, whole number mixing with proper fraction. Okay? Mixed fraction are those fractions when the whole number mixed up with proper fraction. For example, we have a whole number 2/3/5. We might have another whole number 3/2/8. They are mixed. This is a whole number. This one is a proper fraction. When two of them mix, we call them mixed fraction. The next one we are going over to is a like fraction. They look alike. Like fraction. When we talk about like fractions and unlike fractions, let me jam them together. We look at their denominator. When I say denominator, I mean the number down. I mean this denominator. We look at their denominators. It is their denominators that makes the difference. When we talk about like fractions are those fractions the denominator are the same. I say it again. Like fractions are those fractions that the denominators are the same. Something like k. All the denominators are the same. We call them like fractions. Okay? Then when we go to unlike fractions are those fractions where you see the denominators are different. Okay? Like fractions are those fractions which have different denominator. Okay? Like okay, when you look at the denominators, they are different. They are unlike. They are not the same. This is unlike fraction. So when you see any fraction that is like this, you begin to call them unlike fraction. But when you see any number that the denominators are just the same, you call them like fraction. Okay, equivalent fraction. Equivalent fraction. Equivalent fraction, we are going to have a stop on it because we are going to make an explanation that will help us to understand better down here. Then unit fraction. Unit fractions are those fractions that the numerator is 1. Unit fractions are those fractions that the numerators are 1. Okay? 1 over 6, 1 over 10, 1 over 12. You see, the numerators are 1. The numerators are 1. Unit fraction. Yes, we call them unit fractions. Okay, coming to this place, decimal fraction. In decimal fractions, there is something we have to understand, and we'll still go in-depth study on this topic, decimal fraction. But for now, decimal fractions are those fractions that bears decimal. As I told you in our letter lesson that any number standing alone like this, now what is at the back is a decimal. What is at the back is a decimal, and this number must be a unit, must be on the place value of units. After the place value of units, the next thing we will see is what? A decimal. And any number that follows the decimal is a fraction. And these fractions have different names. Okay, maybe we have 3, we have 4, and we have 5. Okay. Decimal fraction. This one is a fraction, and is this first number in the decimal fraction is called tenth. Is called tenth. Tenth. This one, hundredth. And this last one, thousandth. We still have tens of thousandths and so on and so on. but you have to stop here for the level we are going on. Okay, we are still on decimal fraction. So example of decimal fraction can be 3/10. When we have it like this, is 3. Okay, 3/10, 3/10. Okay, 3/10. Because the decimal is taking 1 and this number is taking 0, and is the first number immediately after the decimal, so we call it 3/10. And 4 is for 400. The second number after the first number in the decimal place is a 100. So we say 400. 400. And the third one is 5. And it is 5,000. Is 5 what? 1,000. 5 what? 1,000. 3, because there's a number here and this is a decimal. So the decimal will take 1, this 0 will take 0, and this one will take 0. We got 400. And coming here, there's a decimal and there's a number, then there's a 5. So the decimal will take 1, the 0 will take 0, 0 will take 0, and the 5 will take 0. That's why we have 5,000 in the third position. 5,000. So let us register it on the board. Before we register it on the board, let us finish also this one. Look at this unit number. If we have this unit number and we have 3, we have 2.3, it is 2 whole number 3/10. That's a mixed fraction. You see? That's a mixed fraction, but it's written on decimal here. So when I write the example of decimal, you will understand what I mean by this. When I will write 2.3 as my first example, and another example 0.3, another example 0.34, another example 0.345. These are decimal fraction. Note it very well. Any number that is carrying decimal is a fraction. It's not complete. It's a fraction. Okay. We have gotten to the decimal fraction. Now, let us go back to the equivalent fraction we left behind, because I want to take you through an interesting something you will understand very well. Equivalent fractions are fractions that are equal. They might be having different numerators, they will be having different denominators, but they are equal. Okay. I want to show you how to obtain it now. When you want to obtain an equivalent fraction, you pick a fraction. You pick a what? Fraction. You pick a what? Fraction. I pick a fraction. I pick a fraction. I pick a half. If I pick a fraction, the next thing I will do, I'll pick a number. I'll pick 2. Okay? All these fractions I'm going to get will be equal to the fraction I selected initially. But you're going to see me, I'm going to get more fractions. But notice that at the end, all of them will be equal to the first fraction I started, showing you that all of them are equal. I pick a fraction, I pick a number. Let me say I pick 2 times 2. I pick a fraction and I pick a number. That number I pick, I multiply it with the numerator and the denominator to get another fraction. 2 times 1, 2. 2 times 2, I got 4. I multiply it with that number again. 2 times 2, 4. 2 times 4, 8. I multiply with that number again. 2 times 4, 8. 2 times 8, 16. Okay? I've gotten 1, 2, 3 equivalent fraction. You see, these fractions are having different denominators. These fractions are having different denominators, as you can see, 4, 8, and 16. They're also having different numerator, but they are all equal. Prove. Okay. I look for a number that will divide up and divide down. Let me see what I will get. 2 divide itself, dividing this. 2 divide this, dividing this. 2 divide itself again, dividing this. 8 divide itself, dividing this. You see, at the end, we got half, half, half. Show you that all these fractions are equal. I'll now go up and write example of equivalent fraction. We have 2 over 4. We have 4 over 8. And we have 8 over 16. These are examples of equivalent fraction, and all these fractions are very equal. Thank you very much for listening. I would like you to look into all the studies I've done today and the previous ones. If there is anything you don't understand of my lesson, drop it on the comment section. I'll do well to respond to it. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and like my video. Hit the notification bell, get notified when my next video comes on. Thank you very much.